Hey guys, how are you? It's Marla, and yes, I am coming to you from my bedroom again. But this time it is my real bedroom. I am actually moved into the upper level of my house. It has been really a blood, sweat, and tears remodel for this house for me. I have had to do so much physical labor, and with my fibromyalgia, it's been really tough, but I have had to lift I don't know how many doors and transport them back and forth to Home Depot because they made a mistake. They sent the wrong door. It had to be returned. I mean, literally, I must have made 10 trips back and forth to Home Depot with doors that were wrong, or we needed to get more trim work and we needed it right away. So I'd have to go over there and carry all the wood pieces. It was really tough. And there was always kind of an obstacle I had to deal with. Nothing went smoothly. There was always something that was a problem. So needless to say, I have just a few more minor things to do at this point in the remodel, and I'm going to kind of walk away for a while and not even look at the kitchen and what needs to be done in the kitchen or what needs to be done in the master bathroom, because I kind of need a break. I need a break from having workmen in the house, and I just want some privacy, and I just want to be able to go in the kitchen and have breakfast with nobody here but me or my son. But other than that, I'm alive. I survived the remodel, but it was really very difficult. But I'm very happy to be in my house, and I just have to do a couple little minor things right now. But anyway, I think part of it's been so difficult because not just so much that, but we got the puppy. And our puppy, who is a great little puppy, unfortunately came to us with Giardia. So here I am picking up this brand new puppy, and I thought to myself, gosh, his poopies seem a little off smelling and they're very soft. So I took him to our vet and they did some blood work on him. Not blood work, but they took a stool sample and they sent it off to the lab and they said, definitely has Giardia. He also had bacteria in his intestines, so he's been treated with medication. This has been going on since we got him. So I've had him on medication to knock down this Giardia. It's not that easy sometimes to get rid of. Sometimes it takes a couple rounds of medication to get it out of them. But it's kind of like, okay, here I have a house being built. They're doing flooring. I can't use sometimes the flooring because I can't walk on it. My puppy, who's brand new, who already, you're trying to potty train a puppy, that's tough to begin with, but he has Giardia. So it's kind of like, what else can go wrong right now? But the reason I'm making this video is because I have so many new products and I have not had any opportunity to film anything. So I thought to myself, what I'm going to do is I finally have my little kind of desk vanity set up with all my makeup. And what you're going to see after this little intro blurb of griping is the Today's Special Value that I got a couple weeks ago of the IT Cosmetics, the CC cream, the CC like powder. I don't know the exact name of it. I'll tell you when I do the demo. The under eye concealer and the lipstick and the brush. It was really great. I really like IT Cosmetics and I really like the Bye Bye under eye concealer. So that's kind of, and I love their brushes. So I thought it was a really good deal. I can't remember what I paid for, but it was a really good deal. And I'll do the demo. I'll let you see how I use it, what it looks like on my 55-year-old geriatric skin, and also kind of what my thoughts are on it. So let me get started with the demo, and that's it for me talking to you from my bed. Okay, I have just gotten out of the shower and I'm going to kind of apply the IT Cosmetics Today's Special Value kit that I got on my face. My impressions of this kit have changed over time. I've been using it, I think, for close to a month now. So I'll kind of tell you how I started out and how I ended thinking about these products. I live in Colorado, and we just had probably one of the worst snowstorms I have experienced since I've been here. It looks like there's over a foot of snow outside, so I'm waiting for the streets to be cleared so I can get on my driveway. But it's not so much that the cold really doesn't bother me because I live in thermal underwear here, but the snow driving, I'm still not quite used to that yet. And I'll tell you some other stuff that's going on in my life that's totally crazy, but I'll get into that after we start the demonstration. So I got this Today's Special Value off of QVC. It was a really good deal. I love It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. Hopefully I'm looking at the camera in the right area. I'm filming on my iPhone. But I like the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer a lot. I really haven't tried their CC cream, and they were offering a great value because it came with a brush. And anytime I can get an It Cosmetics brush thrown in the deal for a decent price, I usually go for it. So this is what came in the kit. It came with the CC Plus cream. It came with the CC Plus Airbrush Perfecting Powder. It came with this awesome flat top brush. It came with, I think this is their new CC Plus Eye Cream Concealer. And it came with a lipstick called Love. Blurred lines called Love. So let me just put this on like I normally would, and then I will kind of give you my impressions of it. Before I put anything on my face is really dry out here in Colorado, even though I normally have kind of an oily T-zone. That seems to kind of gone away being out here, and I think being 55, my skin has changed a little bit. My favorite moisturizer to put under my makeup is by Algenist. It is the Algenist Regenerative Anti-Aging Lotion. Anything I use, I will list down here. I love this stuff. Algenist is a company out of San Francisco. They originally were not in the business of cosmetics, but they were doing, I think, research. I think they're a tech company, biotech company that was doing research on microalgae, and they just happened upon this substance that is called, I believe, hyaluronic acid, and it just seems to have really great properties for the skin. And then they ended up going into the skincare kind of business too. But I really love this moisturizer because I can just use a couple of dots of it on my face, my neck, and it almost instantly is absorbed into my skin and never makes my face feel tacky or greasy. And I really don't detect any odor. The second thing, living in Colorado or living even in Florida like I used to, I always will put on a sunscreen no matter what it's like outside, because I just can't afford to get any more age damage on my 55-year-old skin. The one I really like, it's inexpensive, it's by Neutrogena, it's the Pure and Free Liquid Sunscreen SPF, I think this is 50. I really like this. It does give a slight white cast if you don't rub it in, but I like it because it doesn't have that funky kind of sunscreen feel and a funky kind of sunscreen smell. It just feels like a moisturizer on my skin, and if you rub it in really well, you can kind of avoid the white cast. So let me rub that in. I have a mirror kind of right here below me too that I can look into. And you can see it absorbs quickly pretty much into my skin. And then before I do anything, I have a lot of redness around my nose here and right here. I think a lot of it's due to, I had some laser hair removal and I had some electrolysis when I was a kid, and I think it left kind of a little bit of, I don't know, I wouldn't say scarring, but just redness around my nose. So what I love to put around my nose is by Stila, and it's their concealer. I use it in Caramel 10. And then I use just a Sonia Keshik. I don't even know what the name of this brush is, by Sonia Keshik, but I really love it. And I just kind of, this was actually off of a foundation by them, but I also bought it separately in a little compact. If I can find it, I have to kind of dig through all my stuff. But I'm gonna look down here at the mirror and just put this around my nose to get rid of some of the redness. And I like it because it doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't kind of make my nose feel icky, especially since I do have slightly oily T-zone. Next, I will put on the CC cream, and I hate this packaging. I would rather just in a tube because it has this little messy little hole and you're supposed to push the button on this and then it kind of spits out the CC cream. I just don't like this. I feel like what's going to happen is eventually there's going to be CC cream in there I'm not going to get to because of the way this packaging is done, and I just don't like it. So I would suggest they kind of do away with this packaging. All right, and then I love their brush. However, I don't like to rub this CC cream in with a dry brush. That's just me. I just like a slightly moistened brush. So what I use is kind of the inexpensive NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. And what I do, I just give it like a little 1 or 2 sprays on the brush. And that just kind of makes it easier for me to rub it in. You may not want to do that, but I just like to do that. And I'm gonna put this all around. And usually one of those pumps out of this packaging is enough to cover my entire face. And I just kind of keep it away from under my eyes because I'm gonna put an under eye concealer under that anyway. So I don't know if you can see, but when I first put this on, I noticed how shiny it left my skin. And I thought, but then I also thought, oh, it's going to be kind of a dewy look. So all I have to do is put a little powder on and in some of the areas. But I'll tell you kind of how I feel about it at the end. All right, so anyway, I have the CC cream all over my face. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of eyeshadow on. This is one of my absolute favorite. I just got this, my eyelash curlers. This is from Tweezerman. I love it because it has this kind of funky, cool pink shade, but it's a great eyelash curler. I love almost everything from Tweezerman. And I'm gonna give my eyes just a little, my eyelashes just a little curl just to kind of see where they lay when they're curled. I have super sparse eyelashes. I think I lost a lot of eyelashes from my hypothyroidism. Even though it's under control, it's just, I just feel like I still lose hair from it. And I'm just gonna put, because I have kind of more rounded eyes and they kind of go down a little bit at the ends, all I wanna do is kind of focus on bringing this area kind of up a little bit. And I use my Benefit They're Real push-up liner. I know a lot of people hate this liner, but for me, it works because I am incompetent at putting eyeliner on, and this stuff just seems to really, I don't know, it seems to really work for me. So what I normally do then is I normally will kind of pull my eye out and see kind of where I want that line to be drawn. So let's see if I have this out. And then I'm gonna look down in my mirror here, and I think I want it to kind of come out my slight wing. You know, when I see some people, the younger girls on YouTube, with their eyeshadow, it's like really cool to watch, but if I would put that on and walk outside, I would look like a drag queen at 55. I cannot wear that much eye makeup or crazy liner, and even though I don't have any eyelashes, I don't know, I just don't feel really comfortable with fake eyelashes on. I never was a fake eyelash person, so I just kind of deal with what I have. So as you can see, I just kind of accentuated this area right here, and I'm just gonna bring it up right to my lash line, but I never go over the top of my eye with liner because I already have like kind of like round eyes, and I don't want to make them look any rounder. So you can see that kind of did the trick for kind of just bringing my eyes out a little bit at the ends. And then I just put just a little bit of eyeshadow cream on. I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow anymore. I have a lot of palettes, but I just don't wear it anymore. I just don't like the look of dry eyeshadow on my older eyelids. And I just like kind of a wash of color, and my favorite eyeshadows are by Shiseido, and they are the Shimmering Cream Eye Colors. This one is in BR709. There's no kind of
name to it. I love it because it just kind of can give me, I put it on just with a little, I think this is either an e.l.f., yeah, a little e.l.f. brush. But I love this eye cream because it has a slight shimmer, but it's not glitter. And at my age, I just kind of like to have just a little bit of a wash of color on my eyes, but I don't want people to look at my eyes and kind of see all this eyeshadow. And I don't put any eyeshadow up here. I just put my foundation there and that's it. I just don't like, again, I just don't like a lot of eyeshadow on my eyes. I don't have hooded eyes, so I don't have to kind of worry about anything like that. And I bring this eye cream up a little high. But as you can see, it almost looks like I don't have, this is the one with the eye cream on, this is the one without the eye cream on. It almost looks like I don't have any eyeshadow on, but there's a slight kind of wash of color. I'll do the other eye. I have the eye cream on now, and I am going to recurl my eyelashes so I can put my mascara on. And my favorite mascara out of all mascaras I think I have ever tried in my lifetime is this Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is probably the best mascara, especially for someone like me. Look, I mean, just curling my eyelashes have fallen out. But this is the best eyelash mascara for someone like me who has no lashes, because it gives me a little bit of both. It gives me a little bit of length and it gives me a little bit of volume. I like it because it's a slightly wetter formula. I always have to be careful when I put mascara on because my lashes are so thin that sometimes the mascara will go right between them and end up on my lid. And because I have rounder eyelashes, I don't kind of take the mascara all the way into the corners. I just kind of focus mainly on the ends here. And I don't know if you can see, even being careful, I got a little bit on my lid, and I'll show you what I do to correct that. And then I'll do the other eye. Now, to get rid of some of the mascara that has kind of gotten through the bald spots on my eyes onto my lid, what I do is I take any type of makeup remover. I really like the Sonia Keshik liquid makeup remover, and I just shake it up with a Q-tip. It doesn't have to be a precision tip, Q-tip. And then I just dip it in here, and then I just kind of go over where it went through. And then if I have to just kind of go over it again with my cream eyeshadow to fix those spots, I do. Okay, now, next I think I'm going to do, my eyebrows. Eyebrows are always a hassle because I have none. I mean, I have some, but I really don't have eyebrows. So my favorite combination for my eyebrows, and I've been using this forever, are two Anastasia brow products. I use the pomade in taupe because I have very dark black eyebrows, but I don't want to put black or a really dark shade on my brows because I don't want them to look, really intense. But I combine the taupe with the Brow Wiz in dark brown, and that seems to kind of lock it in so the eyebrows stay there all day long. And my favorite brush is my MAC 208 brush to apply this. I just love this brush. So because you can see I'm bald right here, what I normally do is just to kind of get the line. And because my eyes are rounder, I want my eyebrows to kind of go out further this way. So I will pull my brow out a little bit to kind of feel where I want the line to go. And I'll start underneath with the pomade. See, I'm starting to draw it on. This takes probably the most time out of all my makeup to do are my brows, because I really have to paint them on, unfortunately, and then I'm going to have the tail slightly go out towards my temple more. Try to elongate my eyes a little bit so they don't look so round. And then I start working my way up to the top with little strokes. And then I fill in the inside because really I don't have eyebrows really that much. I have a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, and if I just use the pomade alone, for me anyway, my eyebrows do not stay on all day. So in order to lock them in, it seems like if I combine the Brow Wiz on top of the pomade, for me anyway, it seems to really lock those eyebrows in and they don't budge all day. So now I'm just gonna go over it with the Brow Wiz, kind of filling it in a little bit more, but not really as intensely because this is a slightly darker shade. Go down like that. So now I have kind of my actual brow on. And then if I need to just kind of clean it up at all, I'll use the little brush just on the top to make it look, soften it up and down the sides. If I need to kind of clean it up a little bit, as a lot of people do, I just take a precision tip, Q-tip, and just clean up any kind of leftover stuff. So I'm going to do the other brow quicker, and then I'll come back and finish up the rest of my face. All right, my brows are done as good as they can get done. And the last couple of things I have remaining are my under eye concealer. Now, I am a huge fan, and I know some people aren't, but I really like kind of a pastier under eye concealer because I really have dark circles. I love the original Bye Bye under eye concealer. I use it in tan, but sometimes it's a little thick. The problem with this CC under eye concealer, the newer one, is it just doesn't cover my dark circles. I think the kind of little foot is kind of cool, but it doesn't cover my dark circles. So what I do is I combine them. I put a little bit of this on because a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. And I put it kind of right on the dark area of my eyes. And you can see I hardly put anything on. This stuff is really thick. And the combination of the two, the thinner one seems to kind of thin out that thick pastiness of the original. So I kind of like them combined. And I don't know if I told you guys, but I purchased this in the shade tan. I have an olive complexion, and I knew a lot of times the IT Cosmetic products just seem to run light on me. So I'm just gonna kind of smooth this out with my MAC. What are you, MAC? MAC 286 brush, like that. And then I'm going to put on, I do not contour my face really. I just kind of, I don't know, do most people walk around in real life with contour on their face, or is it just for YouTube? I don't know. I don't do contour on my face. Maybe I'm one of the unusual people that just don't do that, but I just put blush on and that's it. So I'm going to take something I love, my Bobbi Brown Illuminating Bronzing Powder in Maui, number 3, and my mineral powder brush from Sephora. Sephora makes really great brushes. I love their brushes. And I'm going to just put this on here. And again, I don't know if you can see, but this CC cream makes my face look really shiny. And that was kind of one of my original problems with it. Let me put on the Let me put on the final step for my face anyway, the Airbrush Perfecting Powder. And it came with a little kind of spongy thing that was underneath here. Oh, actually it's still here. I don't necessarily care for this too much. I really prefer to just put it on with a brush. And I just use I think this was the Sephora complexion powder brush. I just like to dab it on there and just kind of put it on that way, so. And you can still see my circles. I mean, I really have to do a lot of concealing to get rid of them, but unfortunately, the more crap I put on under there, the more cakey they look and the more my lines look bad. So it's kind of a catch-22, or it's kind of my conundrum or dilemma or whatever, to try to conceal them up. But this is kind of what the final, oh, I forgot one thing, the Lippy in Love. I love this shade. It's really pretty. However, it's very, how do I say, melty. It kind of just, when I put it on, it just kind of melts all over my face into my lines around my mouth and just tries to go into my cheeks. I love the color, but it just doesn't have enough, I don't even know how to say it. It just needs a little bit more stickiness to my lips, but it's an awesome color. So I like to put on a little bit of a lip liner, and I use my Rimmel in Indian Pink. I love this lip liner, and I just kind of I don't line my whole mouth because I don't kind of like that big lined mouth. And I don't like to make my face look like it's lined, but I just kind of line areas that I want to just kind of make look bigger. There, so I just kind of line the center area, but not kind of in the corners. And then I'm just going to put on the lipstick. And I want to actually shear that out a little bit. I hate when it looks like you have a lip liner all over your mouth. So this is kind of the look, the final look, without my hair being all wet and gross looking. This is the kind of the final look with the whole Today's Special Value It Cosmetics gift package with their CC cream and their airbrush powder and the lippy and the concealer. I cannot use the concealer alone on dark circles, just does not work to cover up my circles. But if I combine it with the original Bye Bye Under Eye, it seems to work well. My thoughts on this whole group of products. When I originally got it, I originally really liked it. And the problem is though, in order to get the shininess off your face, you really have to use, I think, a lot of the airbrush powder on to kind of tone down the glare. And as a result of that, in daylight, I feel like I can kind of see the makeup on my face a lot. And that just kind of bugs me. The other thing is, when it starts out feeling really good on my skin. And by the end of the day, it almost feels like my skin starts getting dry. It like dries out and I can actually almost feel it on my skin. So this is something I would use because I bought it. It matches my skin tone and it works, but it's not my favorite because I feel like I have other foundations that I like a little bit better, the way they look on my skin, and they don't look kind of as cakey. I originally loved it and then ended up over the month's time of using it, originally didn't quite like it as much as, for example, my Naked Skin foundation that I use. So I'll do a kind of a demo of this. I know you've seen 1,000 of these Naked Skin foundation demos on YouTube, but maybe you haven't seen it on someone that's 55. But that's kind of my thoughts on this. Other than that, as I said, I don't know if I said originally, I am in the middle of a massive snowstorm in Colorado. This is probably the worst snowstorm I've experienced here since I've been here, since August of 2014 or July of 2014. I can't remember when we first got here. This is pretty bad. It's like, I think it's like over a foot of snow outside. So I'm waiting for the plows to come through and start plowing the streets. And the other kind of crazy thing that's going on right now in my life is that my son, who's doing really well out here, his grades are great. He's at a business school out here and doing wonderfully, but he loves the area. He loves the school, but he feels uncomfortable with the kids because the kids are more from the western side of the country, California, Colorado, and they're slightly different, I guess, than the kids he's used to in Florida. So he's thinking of transferring back to Florida. Do you believe that? So we'll see what happens. So I told him if he transfers back to Florida, what we'll probably do is I'll spend maybe the winter time in Florida, which would be easier on me because with dogs and kind of shoveling and trying to take them out in the snow, I didn't realize what a hassle it was. It's almost like having a 2-year-old child. You take the child out, they play in the snow, they come in, they're all wet. You have to kind of put them in the tub to get all the matting, the ice out of their feet. And it's kind of like, oh, wow, if I could just open the door and let them go out and come in and not have to worry about that. So I said to him, I think if he does decide to go to Florida, back to Florida to go to school, I'll go down there for the winter months and then stay out here for the majority of the summer months. And that'll work out okay. But it's just kind of like, my life is always ever changing. What can I say? But hopefully you enjoyed this demo, and I would like to actually give you guys an update on some cool skincare stuff I've been using I really like, and maybe a demo of my most favorite kind of foundation, everyday look routines. But again, this is not my favorite. These are not my favorite products. I thought I really liked them, but it's kind of shiny and dry at the same time. I don't know how to describe it, but that's kind of the way these products make my skin feel. Have a great day, guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye from Marla.